Hello, everybody. It's your Bill Estate Agent, and I am here with another episode of my Shop Local series. And today we've got a really cool guest. I don't know if you've been down near the square lately, but a while back, Patrick Ellrich, the owner of Proper Hop Taphouse, opened up, and he's here today to talk a little bit about it. So, hello, Patrick.
Hey, thanks, man. I don't know if cool is the right word, but maybe
I think it's
maybe
cool.
like present is the right word to be here. But thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're here. And all right, so I start every episode with just a quick real estate question, and today I'm just going to ask a simple one. Where is your favorite place that you've ever lived?
My favorite place that I've ever lived. Well, I mean, I love my house that I live in right now. I live over in East Cobb.
Okay.
I do love my house. It's very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one aspect of that I absolutely adore. Probably one of the places that I do think about the most and miss is when I lived in an apartment in West Midtown about 8 years ago, right as that area was really up and coming. It's totally different now, though.
Yeah. Yes.
I lived above the restaurant Cooks and Soldiers, and right at the corner of 14th Street and Howell Mill, and I was able to just kind of walk everywhere, and there was a lot of good food around. But yeah, that's one of my. I don't miss the apartment, but I miss just the area. There was always something to do all the time.
Now, I remember back in my my single days, I was back down on St. Charles Avenue down in Virginia Highlands, and same kind of deal. It was it was
always
great.
walk everywhere, take an Uber everywhere you want to go.
Yeah, well, we're kind of started. We've got that with downtown Roswell. It's just
for sure,
out of the city, so it's a great spot, and you're in a great spot for a lot of people who can walk and visit you. So
absolutely.
All right. Well, so you gotta tell me about this place. I will tell y'all first that I used to go to Red Door Playhouse, which is the space that you're in.
Correct.
Right? And did some improv classes and all that fun stuff.
Oh, I didn't know this about you. Okay.
Yeah, a little secret about Bill. But my wife and the middle school moms group that they go out every Friday, and they started to come to see you and were telling me how great it was, and I finally got to come down there and see it, and it's if you haven't been, you've got to go. But so tell me about it. What was the the vision behind it?
Yeah.
and how'd you get started?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I do want to give a shout out to all of my teachers. Come from St. Francis.
Right.
They visit me on a regular basis. I very much appreciate that, and I just appreciate teachers in general. I grew up in a family of teachers. My mom and my stepdad actually are both retired teachers, so
awesome.
Very close to my heart.
Yeah, they're getting ready to really be excited and come and visit you here in about 2 more days.
Yes. Get the Prosecco ready.
That's right.
I'm a tap house, but I do have Prosecco, and they sometimes want to drink me out of it, but that's a conversation for another day. So Proper Hop Taphouse just kind of manifested from my love for craft beer. I'm very particular about how I store beer, how I serve beer, how I present beer. And I'm like that at home. I always love a clean glass. Now, there's a difference between a clean glass and a beer clean glass. Now, you can throw a glass in a dishwasher and you can wash it, and sure, you can pour a beer in it. But there's something called beer clean. So when you pour a beer into a beer clean glass, so if you ever get a beer that is in a glass and you see like bubbles you've probably seen that before. You see little bubbles on the side of the glass. Those are little nucleation sites, which means something is sticking to that glass. Most of the time, it's probably just like a sanitizer or a rinsing agent. Doesn't mean that glass is dirty per se, but just means it's not beer clean. Beer clean is just the most impeccable thing you've ever seen. And when you drink that beer, you get that lacing down the glass, which is that head, that foam, layer by layer as you drink. And it is the most beautiful thing.
All right.
It truly is.
So you have all beer clean glasses?
Beer clean glassware, yes.
So we're all going to be looking for that now.
You got to look for your beer clean glassware. And I'm going to touch on one other thing that may break some people's hearts. Cold glasses, that's a no-no. We don't do cold glasses. Now, if
Really?
you're pouring like a very light American light lager into a cold glass, it's absolutely fine. But when a beer is too cold, you can't taste it. It's one of your
Okay.
biggest things is you cannot taste that beer. You want your beer. Beer is normally served around 38 to 42 degrees Fahrenheit.
All right.
But honestly, like the temperature you want to drink beer is usually about 10 degrees warmer than that. That's when the flavors really start to pop and the aromas.
Well,
So
I'm not very sophisticated because I'll drink pretty much any temperature of beer. So it's,
Yeah.
there you go.
I mean, sometimes just
another thing I'm doing wrong.
You know
guys.
what? Hey, the Belgians say if it tastes good, it is good. So sometimes that's the rule.
Yeah. Well, so all right. Well, so tell me about the space. Like you guys, first of all, I love that building. I always loved it as Red Door, and I love what you've done with it. So you've got a great little tasting room, and then I've even been to an event there in the lower area, and
Yeah. So that place had been vacant for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd actually looked at it, and then I went and actually nearly had a space in Milton in the crabapple area
sure.
of that big strip up there. And that actually fell through. So I went back and I looked at this old Red Door Playhouse space, one that I thought was way too big for what I wanted to do. And then we just kind of got it rolling, and then the visions just kind of started to come to me, and it wasn't in great shape when we got our hands on it, but it just needed some love. And we wanted to preserve as much of the building as we could. So, we really exposed the ceilings, put in some really nice shiplap on the ceiling. So you got these big vaulted ceilings in there.
yeah, it's beautiful.
We got rid of a drop ceiling, kept the quirky old floors, which saved me a lot of money. And then really just pieced it all together, kind of like a puzzle. You can thank my wife for like the colors, the aesthetics of the place, and then I designed like where the cooler's gonna go, the functionality of the bar, the draft system. We kept it all in house, which is great for a new business owner. It saved us a ton of money, and really made it possible to kind of bootstrap this thing. And then it was just honestly, the city of Roswell was fantastic with us when we were getting it going. And from the time we said go back in early May of 2021, we were able to get that open in 7.5 months and got open December 21st, 2021.
Wow.
Which is kind of amazing looking back on it. And like for me, I don't have a business background. I have an operations background, and a beer background. It was a wonderful feeling being able to get it going. I had no choice but to get it going because I was running out of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, and so it's continuing to grow. I see a lot. It's I know you've got a lot of outdoor space too, which is awesome. And then a great a food option that is always kind of rotating or revolving, right?
The food options have been fantastic. I'll touch on that outdoor space. We do have seating for about 50 outside right now. We've got seating out front and then seating to the side. And then over at Roswell Square, we're using we have access to the courtyard over there. So I've got tables in there. So yeah, seating for about 50 outside. And then the food pop-ups on the weekends have been just wonderful. We've been doing them very consistently this year, Friday through Sunday. And it's a mix of really anything, from a lot of barbecue to tacos. I had empanadas the other day. We do poutine.
That I was there that night.
Yeah, you had some poutine.
Yeah.
That is Pat's Poutine. It's like the poutine food option. Like pop-up food option, just wonderful, hearty and rich.
Yeah, not great
absolutely.
The night before a Weight Watchers weigh-in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great. It goes great with beer. Just don't step on the scale for a few days.
Right.
Wonderful options. I've met some amazing people along the way. I've had some incredible pizza the other week, which is Fuse Pies, and Matt Foster of a Fuse Pies is an awesome guy and extremely talented, and Was on Good Morning America actually not too long ago.
cool.
They were doing a national pizza competition. So great guy. Looking forward to having him back. He'll be back a couple dates in June, and then I've got him here mostly every Friday and Sunday throughout July. So super excited for that.
And as far as the food schedule, is all that posted on your website?
Yeah, so
tell us where to find you.
Yeah, so right now, primarily I'm doing Instagram, and then that links to Facebook. I'm doing some text message marketing as well. So if you like came in, you bought a beer, it'll prompt you to sign up for text message marketing. And I always send out one text blast a week saying like, here are our pop-ups and maybe like a couple honorable mentions on what's going on tap as well. My project right now is to just get a calendar up on the website that's like, here's the events that are going on because you know, on top of the food options that we're going to have every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. In a couple of weeks, you know, right now I'm closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. In a couple of weeks, now they have some more staffing in place. I'll be opening up on Tuesdays, and then on Wednesdays we're going to be doing a music bingo, or some people know it as Singo.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing that. That should be a lot of fun. That starts on Wednesdays here in a couple more weeks in June. So it'll really looking forward to that, and honestly, just really trying to drive some more traffic during the week.
Sure.
Yeah. Sorry, website is ProperHopTaphouse.com.
Okay, and what's your address? Just so
we're at 587 Atlanta Street in Roswell. We're right at the corner, basically, of Atlanta Street and Highway 120. Like the Mill Restaurant is directly across from us. There, you cross through the park. You're at the Mill Restaurant.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So easy to find, and there's parking. It's great. That's a real plus. I think
easy parking. So a lot of parking at Roswell Square. It is right behind the building. So you enter either off of Sloan Street or Mill Street. You're gonna get right in that parking lot. You know, we're directly in front of Super Jenny as well.
So good. Well, okay. So I've got to ask.
Yeah.
So your tattoos.
Yeah.
Is there a story there?
Yeah, so my tattoos are kind of like an evolution of my life, and kind of like, where was I at this point in my life? Because I got my first tattoo when I was 18, and I got it. No, I was 19. I got it when I was 19. I was in Hawaii actually, and I was with my very close family friends. They're like my second set of parents. They gave me money to either go out and do whatever, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go get a tattoo. They gave me like $200. I was like, I'm getting a tattoo on Waikiki Beach, and I did. Since then, I've covered that up with a sleeve of just a lot of fun, just like cherry blossoms and flowers. I just love, like, a lot of my tattoos are very just artistic. I do have a couple memorial pieces for the same people I just mentioned. Their son, Kevin Metzer, he passed away of leukemia back in 2009 when he was 19. So I've got 2 memorial pieces for him.
Nice.
And then my most recent tattoo, I'm 38 and I'm still getting tattoos. I'm almost done though, because it hurts a lot more than it used to. It used to feels like it.
I'm not a fan of pain. So
yeah, so it hurts. So my newest one, I do have beer ingredients now on my arm. So it's really just it's barley, it's water, it's hops, and a very artistic black and gray design. And gosh, I hope this beer thing works out for me, because if it doesn't,
you're there. Well, you pull it off. I don't think I could do it probably, but I don't like pain or needles, so there's that.
That's an issue.
Yeah, right. So so I was going to ask too, do you guys, well, first of all, if I wanted to come in and have a party, and I know we can do this because I came to a party.
Yeah.
Could someone come in and just reserve the whole joint? Or
you can reserve the whole joint. You can reserve the downstairs space, which has seating for about 30, standing room for, probably up to 40, up to, fire marshal code. Yeah. Always just if anybody's ever interested, please feel free to reach out to me, and you'll be talking to me directly at patrick@properhoptaphouse.com. I'm pretty quick with the responses, and it's pretty simple to you're going to just deal directly with me. It's pretty simple to book it.
Yeah, that makes it easy. There are a lot of folks maybe not drinking, or just want alternative like mocktails or non-alcoholic. Do you have any options for
Yeah, I've got some really solid. So I have some really good non-alcoholic beer options, from like pilsners to IPAs to some really good sours, all non-alcoholic. Then I've got regular seltzer waters that are non-alcoholic. I've got some sparkling lemonades. I've got a couple sodas.
Some good choices.
Some good,
someone that doesn't drink can
some
still
good,
come
yeah.
and
Some really
enjoy
nice.
themselves.
I have do kombucha. Some really easy choices. Some tasty options if you're not drinking alcohol, and for that kind of stuff when it comes to like the sparkling lemonades and the non-alcoholic beers. I always present that in a glass, so you look like you don't feel left out. Like that's the biggest thing. The non-alcoholic beer game is growing quite a bit, and they're really making some quality. Whether it's Untitled Art, Athletic Brewing is making some good stuff too, and you're getting some good beers, and you're not feeling like left out when everybody else is around. Or if you're like having drinks, and you know what? I got to dial it back a little bit. You can switch over to just a really tasty non-alcoholic beer.
Nice.
And
yeah, that's great.
It's some fantastic options.
All right. Well, listen. Well, I'm so excited for you. I'm so glad you guys are where you are. The square needs you. It's really been fun to watch the.
I appreciate it.
You and the Super Jenny and the coffee shop, and just a lot of good things are going on down there, and you're a big part of that. So thank you.
Thanks. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. It's an honor to be a part. I grew up in this area, and it's an honor to be a part of it in a different capacity now. And I have such a wonderful group of regulars who I see on a normal basis.
Mrs. Hoban.
Yep. And it's been up, it's been down. It's been super emotional at times. But it's been very fulfilling and rewarding for me to come do this for the city of Roswell and just be a part of this. And I've met so many great people along the way, and it'll be a year and a half in June. Really looking forward to it, and what the future brings for Proper Hop Taphouse, and hopefully beyond.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, guys, go see Patrick, go have a drink, just go hang out on the square and get in on the action. It's a great spot. And Patrick, of course, for coming on my podcast, you get a full set of Bill Estate swag. So you've got your beer koozie, you've got your properly beer cleaned Bill Estate cup.
Fantastic.
For a roadie cup.
Love it.
And you get the all-star Bill Estate
awesome
t-shirt to
like
wear.
this roadie cup. Oh, and a reminder you were just reminding me real quick, roadie cups, the open container law does extend down to me. It ends at Mill Street. So you can take it from Mill Street all the way down to Woodstock Road. So, so yeah, you can do to-go beers in clear plastic cups.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks again. And guys, thank you. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.
Sure.